Hey guys, so I have a new tag video for you today, and this is the 7 deadly sins of reading. This tag was adapted from the beauty community by Meliza at Bookishly Meliza. So she made this all about books and made it bookishly, I guess. This is very different from any other book tag that I've ever seen, so let's get started. The first deadly sin is greed, and the questions are, what is your most expensive and your least expensive book? I mean, I don't have too many like collector's edition expensive books. I have the collector's edition of the Hunger Games, but I think the most expensive book that I own is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which is $35. And the least expensive is probably some of my older children's books that are put into boxes, and they're usually about $3.99 or $4.99 back in the day when books were $4.99. But now my paperbacks are about $9.99, so that's probably as cheap as they come for me. So the next deadly sin is wrath, and the question is, what author do you have a love-hate relationship with? And that is James Patterson. I love his adult fiction and his murder mysteries. The Women's Murder Club, Now You See Her, Christmas Wedding was okay. See, his romances, they're okay. What I really like are his like action-packed adult murder mysteries, and they're just so amazing and suspenseful, and every chapter ends with a cliffhanger. With his YA books, I really do enjoy the Maximum Ride books, mainly because I'm attached to the characters, and the books lately have just been blah. But Witch and Wizard, that was an okay series. I just think he's trying too hard when he does YA. Even though the stories are okay, things that the characters say are things that teenagers would be embarrassed to say half the time. That's why I think he's better off with adult fiction. And even then, sometimes it's kinda I'm not trying to rip on James Patterson. He's an incredibly successful author. But also, half the time, he's not even writing his own books. He writes down an idea, puts his name on it, and someone else writes the book for him. That irritates me. If your name is gonna be sprawled on it and your picture is gonna be all big on the back, write your own damn book. The next deadly sin is gluttony, and the question is, what book have you deliciously devoured over and over again with no shame? Well, I'm not a huge rereader, but a book that I have reread with no shame, obviously. Why would you have shame in it? It's The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I just love The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson series, and I don't know, sometimes I have to go back to The Lightning Thief. So the next deadly sin is sloth, and the question is, what book have you avoided reading due to laziness? And that one, I know what it is exactly. It is the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. A Game of Thrones, if you don't know that it's called the Song of Ice and Fire series, you might know it as the Game of Thrones, and I have avoided that book for so long, and I will avoid it until there is absolutely nothing else to read. Those books are like 1,000 pages each, and even though I've heard absolutely nothing but awesome things about them, I can't do that. I picked it up, I had a mass market paperback, I looked at it at Barnes & Noble, and the writing is like tiny, and there's thousands of pages, and it's I'm avoiding it. The next deadly sin is pride. And the question is, what book do you most talk about to seem like a very intellectual reader? For me, it probably depends on the situation, but if I'm like talking to an adult maybe, or like a very formal person, it'd probably be The Shack by William P. Young. A lot of people my age have not read that book, and I have. I don't know, it's just like, I talked to my aunt about it one time, and we were like having a discussion about, what did you think about God in this book? It's very intellectual. And with my intellectuality, I'm going to Google, what does intellectual mean? The next deadly sin is lust, and the question is, what attributes do you find most attractive in male or female characters? For female characters, I like the strong, I will kick your ass type of characters, which these days in YA fiction, it's almost all of them. You have Triss, Katniss, June, pretty much everyone else. For the males, I don't know why, I just like the geeky type of characters. Like the Augustus Waters characters, or the Pudge characters. I'm just naming John Green characters now, aren't I? Most of them are not like that. And I'm not talking about like being sexually attracted to somebody. I'm just like the characters that I like. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. So the final deadly sin is envy. The question is, what books would you most like to receive as a gift? The first 5 Harry Potters in hardcover, because I have the last 2 in hardcover because like I got them when they came out, and the first 5 I read in paperback and they're like all torn up because I was young and like I don't know, there's like juice spilled on the 5th one, so the first 5 Harry Potter books, those would be nice gifts. So that's the end of this tag. I hope you liked it, and if you do your own, leave it as a video response down below. And if you do, I don't know if I should say you should leave it for Eliza's video, because I might never see it then. But let me know if you make one, and I'll check it out. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.